Once upon a time, after the Great Flood, people came together to build a city called Babel. Can you imagine that? A bustling city full of life and energy, where everyone had a shared vision. They had a grand dream, a towering ambition quite literally. They wanted to create a skyscraper, a tower so high it would kiss the heavens. Their hearts were fueled by pride and a desire for fame. "Let's make a name for ourselves," they said. "Let's reach the heavens and show the world our might." Their dream was as tall as the tower they wished to build, their ambition as vast as the city itself. But as they busily planned and constructed, there was someone who saw their actions from a different perspective. But the Lord saw what the people of Babel were doing and knew their pride was leading them away from Him. God looked down from heaven and decided to intervene. He observed the people's actions, their tower reaching for the skies, their hearts filled with pride and ambition. Understanding the path they were headed, God knew He had to act. In His infinite wisdom, God decided to confuse their language. He saw that as one people speaking the same language, they were capable of anything they set their minds to. But their hearts were not set on Him. To steer them back, He chose to disrupt their communication. Suddenly, the words they spoke became foreign to their own ears. Confusion spread among them like wildfire. The construction of the tower halted abruptly, their grand plans crumbling like the bricks they once stacked. The people found themselves unable to understand each other, their united ambition now a tower of confusion. God then scattered them across the earth, each group speaking a different tongue. And so the Tower of Babel was never completed, its people scattered and speaking different languages. The people of Babel were confused and frightened as they suddenly found themselves speaking different languages. Imagine, one moment you're in deep conversation with your neighbor, and the next, your words are gibberish to each other. The bustling city, once filled with laughter and camaraderie, had become a place of bewilderment and fear. The mighty tower, their symbol of unity and pride, stood unfinished, a stark reminder of their misplaced ambitions. But amidst the chaos, there was also a poignant moment of realization. They recognized their folly, their pride that had led them astray. Their noble project had become an idol, a monument to their own greatness, rather than a tribute to the Creator who had given them life. Yet even in this moment of despair, God's mercy shone through. He didn't abandon them in their confusion. Instead, He scattered them across the earth, not as a punishment, but as a chance to begin again. The world was wide and full of possibilities, new lands to explore, new cultures to create, and more importantly, a fresh opportunity to seek a relationship with their Creator. In their dispersion, they found a second chance, a chance to learn humility, to understand the true value of unity, and to realize that their strength lied not in towering monuments, but in their faith and obedience to God. And so, the story of the Tower of Babel serves as a reminder of the dangers of pride and ambition and the importance of humility before God. But what can we learn from this old story, we may ask? Well, the tale of the Tower of Babel is a timeless lesson about the perils of pride and the importance of humility. It's a stark reminder that ambition, when it's not tempered with humility, can lead us astray. The people of Babel were so consumed with their grand project, so focused on their own glory, that they lost sight of what truly mattered. They forgot that their abilities and talents were gifts from God, not something they had achieved on their own. This story also teaches us about obedience to God. The people of Babel tried to elevate themselves above God, to reach the heavens on their own terms. But God, in His wisdom, knew that this would only lead them further away from Him. So He intervened, not out of anger, but out of love. He confused their language, not to punish them, but to save them from their own pride and arrogance. And here's the beautiful part. Even in their confusion and dispersion, God showed His mercy. He gave the people of Babel a chance to start anew, to seek Him once again. So at the end of the day, the story of the Tower of Babel isn't just about pride and humility. It's about God's enduring love for us. even when we lose our way. And that, dear friends, is the story of the Tower of Babel, a story of pride and humility, but ultimately a story of God's mercy and love.